Hey there, my name is Chris Mango, and I'm the creator of Mango Mischief, a satirical, retro-style JRPG that's available for PC on Steam. If you're watching this video, you're about to see me playing my own game, showing off shortcuts and going into detail about the development process and intentions with essentially every aspect of Mango Mischief. So I think it's fair to say spoiler alert. If you'd like to play my game before watching this, the Steam link is in the description. I hope you enjoy my playthrough and commentary. Alright, we've got another episode now. This is episode 18. We are at the top of Chaos Castle. File 18. Chaos Castle, remember, is Veni, Vidi, and now Vici. We've got one battle here, then we'll be saving King Guffin, then we'll be doing a little bit of post-game content, and we'll be done by episode 20. The monsters downstairs all seem to use very strange and mysterious spells. It's always been like that. I wonder why we can't learn those moves. Yeah, we're supposed to be advanced masters and all that, but it seems like the baddies know tons of other things that we don't. Honestly, I'm sure we'd just end up spamming the same one or two best skills throughout the whole journey anyway, and ignoring most of the others. I certainly didn't mind encountering a variety of unique monsters, each having completely brand new attacks. I agree, I think it's great that most of the enemies weren't just lame copies. So now it's time to verse some lame copies. Remember, I am only Omega levels 5, 6, 7. I think I'm reasonably under-leveled right now. Usually I'm around Omega level 9 or 10, or maybe even Ultimate. Let's see how this goes. There's going to be a decent amount of dialogue over the next half hour. Along with this battle, of course. Greetings, Sprig. It has been a while. Indeed it has. It is good to see you all again. It is good to see you, too. Sprig, do you want to fill us in on who these random people are? Random people? You better watch your mouth when speaking to the King's Royal Caravan. Ah, there's the caravan. I was talking to Sprig, not you. Well, I'm talking to you now. You talk pretty tough for a guy who accidentally trapped himself in a castle. You didn't even get kidnapped. You want to see tough? Step on over here and I'll show you tough. We don't need to be fighting and yelling. We still gotta get out of here. I know what you mean. The four of us were trying to find the king so that he could help us. We even brought treasure and medallions to impress King Guffin, but we're having trouble finding him. You'll see that obviously the caravan's doppelgangers act and speak very similarly, and look, obviously, very similarly to those of us on the right. The four shadows, the four dark sprites in Sprig's memories, fighting in his army. Those would be the caravan fighters here. King Guffin would definitely be impressed with medallions and other rare items. Tell us more about your treasure. Our treasure doesn't concern you, especially given the fact that we collected everything the king wants, and you all apparently collected nothing. We're clearly the superior team. You're just lucky that the four of you happen to be the playable characters, while we've been stuck doing nothing. What? We've been in this castle for ages, so the least you could do is share some of your treasure with us. That's not going to happen. This treasure's for the king. Wait a second. Where is the king? Super Mario Brothers reference incoming. Thank you, adventurers, but our king is in another castle. Are you serious? No, King Guffin is actually here with us. He's just off-screen for a moment. He's to the left in the bathroom. We'll check out that bathroom later on, if I remember, to get a really good chest with lots of stat-boosting items. Off-screen? He's using the bathroom right now, but he'll be back out in a minute. But we didn't see any bathrooms around here while we were beating up the baddies. Remember, all throughout Chaos Castle, there's tons of references to other parts of the world, from medallion dungeons to elementals and whatnot. You say baddies too? Yep. Bathrooms aren't visible to us since they tend to be irrelevant during video games, but not for the player, especially when they're playing a game that's way longer than it needs to be. 8-person fourth wall break, Sprite, Marion, Marrow, Arak, each of the other King's Caravan members. Look, the bottom line is that your items might be able to help us escape the tower, so either you give them to us, or we'll take them from you. This is an extremely transparent attempt at having a showdown with the final boss. 4 final bosses! My justification for this is that it may help save King Guffin. My justification for this is that I'm unreasonably angry and I don't know how to properly cope with my emotions. My justification for this is, hey, wait a second, do you like puns too? Do I like puns? If making puns was a sport, I wordplay it every day. That makes us two of a kind. A pair is great, but it's nothing compared to the king's royal flush. Can we please get back to our battle? This isn't even my final form! No, they saw that trope already. Oh, really? It was some underground dragon creature. Yeah, I remember that battle pretty well. How does the caravan know about that? Okay, our combat background is all set. Let's cue the boss music one last time. Or at least the last time before you explore the post-game content. Post-game what? Alright, so they each have a whole bunch of attacks that we all have. Sprig and Sprig, Marion and Marion, Marrow and Marrow, Arak and Arak. I like to go for the fake Arak first, then the fake Marrow, and then either one of these. Mainly because Absolutely Not Arak can heal, obviously, since Arak can heal. And also, Totally Not Marrow can use Alacrity. In fact, all of these will use their special TP ability, or your special TP abilities, once they hit 50% HP. So once you get them down to 50,000, you'll expect to see Citadel, Alacrity, Devastation, and Redemption, unless there's something preventing them, like if they're paralyzed or something like that, and the paralysis kicks in. So it is possible to prevent them from that, from them using the TP attacks, but it's pretty hard to ensure that they won't attack with the TP ability. So we're just going to do as much damage as possible. We're going to start with, well, I'm poisoned. Let's start doing some damage. One other thing before I start. This light mage is weak against dark. This dark mage is weak against light. And as far as what Marion and Sprig are each weak against, those are based on the weapons that they use, not the magic that they cast. In other words, Sprig has, like, Mythic Skegox, the Thunder weapon, and so he'll be able to do super effective damage towards this Sprig. Marion's default weapons, like Ice Elementals, for example, that weapon will be able to do good physical damage and super effective damage against Marion. Marrow and Arak can be casting Light on this fake Marrow, and Marrow and Arak can be casting Dark on this fake Arak. So there are elements to exploit. Now let's start doing something. Let's start with Bullseye, just to show off the the weaknesses again. Bullseye on Definitely Not Marrow. There's that super effective critical hit, tons of damage, but remember there's 400,000 experience between these. I'm going to boost them up big time. Let's start with Alacrity. I'm going to see if I can mess them up with any status ailments. As you can see here, they're actually pretty susceptible to that. We're also going to do... Let's see. Let's increase the magic attack. That way, both Marrow and Arak can start doing some really good magic damage. And then also, let's use Extinction on everyone. That'll be super effective against this Sprig. You know, maybe I should just do this out of order. I usually don't do it out of order, so this might be an interesting experience for me. Ice is good against that Marion, so let's use Cryomancy All. Let's focus on this Marion. Their TP special abilities aren't quite as strong as ours, but we'll see what happens. Let's do Pandemoctium. That just, actually I'm pretty blind right now. Actually, a lot of our allies are blind. Let's use Citadel. Let's get rid of all of these ailments. Obviously, that doesn't stop them from doing it again, but let's use Extinction. Sprig's a little bit low on some health. Oh, wow. Sprig just got knocked out. Another thing is, the elemental weaknesses I just talked about, the reverse, they are resistant to the reverse elements. So, while this Arak, this Absolutely Not Arak, is weak to dark, she's resistant to light. And this Totally Not Marrow, while weak to light, is resistant to dark. And, you know, Marion gets hit by ice, but is resistant to thunder, for example. And this fake Sprig is weak to thunder, but strong against ice, for example. So we should also pay a little bit more attention, making sure we don't completely get killed. I might as well use a Revive. Revive or Revive Plus, doesn't really matter. Revive Plus obviously heals more. I could heal further with Marrow, or I could just attempt to do more damage. I kind of want to get Marion below the 50% soon. If I can space out their TP abilities, it'll make my life a little bit easier. Maybe we use something like Umbermancial to show off that this Absolutely Not Iraq will get hit harder, whereas Totally Not Marrow will not take much damage at all because of weakness and resistance. Now, Lumomancial just hit one person, which might seem weird, but Totally Not Marrow was raged. And remember, rage forces the attack to only hit one person, so Lumomancial would have hit everyone on my team, which would have been annoying. But thanks to rage, it only attacked one person. Let's do Bullseye on Definitely Not Marion. Let's see what happens now with Devastation. Lots and lots of damage. Actually, wasn't even expecting that. Hopefully Iraq can stay alive. Remember, I am pretty under-leveled, and so it's a good experience for me to see if I can actually survive this. We do not have Revive All, which is another item, another skill I'll learn. So let's try Revive Plus. Maxi Heal All, that one's going to hurt a little bit. 4,000. Thunder Chaos. If I can keep both of these individuals alive, that would be ideal. That way I could revive the rest. Train Platoon, that's actually potentially what I'm going to end up doing. Let's see what else I can do. Do I want to heal? I'm going to actually revive Marrow, because if Marrow can go again, she can cast Alacrity. And I'm going to use this turn to use a Metatonic All. That way we're almost at full health. Bullseye does good damage. Umbermancial whittles you down. Max Heal All again, see how they're regaining health. Torpor Trigger. All asleep, that's not good. Poisoned. Lumacoda on Marrow. Alright. Let's do something like... Should we use Meta Heal All? Let's do Meta Heal All. Sprig will eventually wake up. It's just going to take a little while, maybe. I'd like Sprig to actually get hit. This is one of the reasons why I'd like to kill off Absolutely Not Iraq first, because of all the heals. I think we can finally get back on track now, with another Revive Plus on Marion. And then I think I'm going to do... Oh, I don't get to go with Sprig this time. I was hoping to. Earth Chaos on who? Let's see what happens. Does Iraq get knocked out? No. Okay. Now we can kind of climb our way back up. Even though Marion is now above, or Definitely Not Marion is above 50,000, he already used his TP ability, so once we knock him back down below 50, it shouldn't be an issue anymore. I'm going to use Train Platoon. That way we have that huge guarding ability. I'm going to use Meta Heal All, that way we can start getting back on track. And what else should I do? I should really start focusing down Absolutely Not Iraq. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to use Stratagem to increase our agility. And I'm going to start focusing... Actually, I was going to say Umbracoda, but let's see if we can get off an Alacrity to mess them up a little bit further, so we can buy some time. Okay, this is really great. Alacrity is super useful, as well as just status ailments in general in this fight. Now let's start focusing down and playing a little bit more smart. Smartly. Let's go with ensnaring them further. So now we'll be much faster than them. Their agility, did it actually work on any of them? No, it didn't. That is unfortunate. Let's use Execution. I don't want to wake up Totally Not Marrow. So I'm just going to focus on Absolutely Not Iraq. And just start trying to do damage against her. Umbracoda. They're going to be taking a decent amount of damage as long as I can stay focused. I'm running out of MP, so I think what I'm going to do here is... Do I want to use Maxim Magic? I might as well. When you're in the later stages of the game, it doesn't really matter that much if you're not using items with maximum efficiency. Sometimes it's just to beat a single hard battle. Let's do Bullseye. Let's do Umbracoda. Once Absolutely Not Iraq gets below 50,000, then she'll end up using Citadel to remove all status ailments, which are about to expire soon anyway, so it should be timed pretty well. Let's also do something like... Let's just stick with Umbermancy. Decent damage. Right, Totally Not Marrow, Maxi Thwack, definitely not Marion. Let's do Bullseye again. So if you're in the middle of your Omega classes, this is going to be a pretty difficult battle. Obviously, if you're at like Omega level 9 or 10, or if you're at Ultimate class, this shouldn't be too bad at all. So, Absolutely Not Iraq just dipped below 50,000, and you can always rewind a little bit. Absolutely Not Iraq went to automatically use Citadel, but her paralysis kicked in. And so when you might have seen her get stunned, and that was because she was not able to get her Citadel off, which is why you still see status ailments. So that was actually really lucky on our part. We want to continue finishing off Absolutely Not Iraq. Definitely doing a good amount of damage here, which is nice. Neutral slot. I need to pay attention to Iraq's health. I'm also going to pay attention using Ascendancy. And I'm going to use Train Platoon. The downside of Train Platoon is it saps a lot of MP and TP, which is pretty fair given how you get put on guard status for a while. For 3 turns. This will do more damage than normal. 20,000 damage, pretty nice. Because we boosted that magic attack. Umbermancy all. Iraq can survive a little bit more. I'm going to have... Since Marion isn't super important right now, I'm going to have her be the one to heal Iraq. So obviously with all these items, you might find yourself having someone else take on the role of healer than Iraq, depending on what you're aiming to do. We're able to resist a lot of this because of the guard. If you can imagine not having this guard up, we would have taken a lot more damage. Mera would have certainly been dead. I can use Alacrity, but I really want to kill off Absolutely Not Iraq. Alright, done with one. Now we move on to really anyone we want. I'm going to especially turn my attention towards Totally Not Marrow. Keep in mind, when you've got your guard ability on, that also decreases the chance of getting hit by status ailments and debuffs. One of the additional benefits of being on your guard. And so what that means is, I want to make sure my guard is up right as I'm about to hit this battler below 50,000 HP. Because at 50,000 HP, or right below it, he's going to attempt to use Alacrity on my team. And so if my guard's up, I'm less likely to take all those status ailments. Increase in speed. Now also, if Totally Not Marrow is blinded, well, not blinded, but paralyzed, for example, they might not be able to actually get off their Alacrity, just like how Absolutely Not Iraq couldn't get off their Citadel. Let's start doing some severe light damage now. I have my guard up, I just don't know if I'll be able to get down to 50,000 in time. Let's use Bullseye. Let's use Umbra Quad on the off chance that it hits... Oh, that's right. I should have used Luma Quad, not Umbra Quad. That's my mistake. It would have hit twice light. That's my HP. My HP's fine. Let's do something like Execution. I don't have that many magic points left, and I kind of wasted that because he's blinded. That was not a great move on my part, because I'm going to need more magic points to use Train Platoon again. Notice how they're moving along multiple times because their agility's up. Alright, really taking a bit of a beating right now. Alright, I get to go, all of us get to go, which is convenient. I'm going to use Lumacoda. I don't think that should drop down to 50. Okay. Let's see what else. I'm going to restore Sprig's magic. I'm also going to... I need to heal. And at the same time, I'm also going to need to use Train Platoon again, because these guards are getting low. Marion's is officially gone. So sometimes you might find yourself using 2 or 3 of your turns just to buff yourself back up or restore your health. Let's use Bullseye. Let's use Lumacoda. Alright, there's Alacrity. Okay, not bad, considering Confusion and Sleep can be awakened or removed by simply getting hit. The blindness is a little frustrating, but at the same time, maybe I could use Citadel. Yeah, because Mero's also blinded. I'm going to use Citadel, just remove everything, including all the debuffs. So that actually worked out pretty well. I want to continue focusing on this Mero, although I am noticing that Marion and Mero lost their guards also. Let's use Extinction. Let's do some damage. The only one left who can drop under 50,000 and use a TP ability is Sprig, and Sprig will probably pack a wall up, given that Marion's did, and, well, fake Marion's did, and definitely not Marion just uses 4 regular attacks, whereas certainly not Sprig will do 1 massive attack, so that's pretty much going to guarantee someone gets knocked out. But I want to keep them to last. That way it'll be 4-on-1. Probably should have used Alacrity there. Alright, how are we on heals? We're good there. I'm going to use Health Enlightenment, slowly regenerate the HP of all conscious allies. 500 magic points is a lot of magic points, but this is going to allow everyone to regenerate. Kind of like what Gaia had, the Earth monster, 2 episodes ago. Let's do Execution. Blindness. I'm going to use the opportunity to use Devastation then, since I'm currently blind. Right, this fake Marion dropped again below 50, but that's okay. 50,000 HP, but that's okay because he already ended up using his attack. You notice the pronouns are reversed in terms of assuming cis pronouns. I just had them switch between male to female, female to male, female to male, and male to female. What else? Running low on health. I'm going to use Lumamancy because I'm going to have Marion and eventually Mero be the ones to heal up because they're blinded, so they're not going to be able to do offensive damage. Or they're likely to miss anyways. So I'm going to use Marion's turn to... Let's replenish some magic. Everyone's magic. Poison isn't great, but it's not that big a deal in the grand scheme of things. I don't think I'll be able to take out Totally Not Mero just yet, but soon. Obviously, it's way easier to win this battle if you're higher level. Let's use Lumamancy. Let's use Extinction, just to hit everyone. I did sacrifice some HP there, so that could be a little bit of an issue. I'm going to have Marion be the one to heal up. That should be fine. Because I'm going to have Mero be the one to cast Alacrity right now. because that won't miss despite the blindness. So no status ailments here, but paralysis and blindness. Alacrity is more likely to get off a couple status ailments because it does attempt to hit an enemy with all status ailments. So any of them could stick. Same with debuffs. What else? Let's go with Bullseye. Lumimancy. Let's use another extinction. Lumimancy again. Okay, I need to be careful now, because I think I might have just messed some stuff up. Maxitonic All. Let's heal the heck out of Sprig and Marion. Increasing agility isn't particularly great for us. Alright, what can we do? We can start by... We can't use Train Platoon, unfortunately. We're going to do a Revive Plus on Iraq, because Iraq can also revive on his own. Paralyzed, that's helpful. Let's also Revive plus Marrow. That way all four of us are alive again, at least. Order Chaos won't be that devastating. Let's see what Sprig does, or Fake Sprig. Neutral Slot. Neutral Slot is really strong when you're this low level. Meta Heal All. I think we might just want to take the hit here. Let's see how much damage Certainly Not Sprig does with his TP ability. Redemption. 23,000 damage. So, a decent amount. Let's use Revive Plus, because we have them. But at least they're all out of TP special abilities now. Let's use Alacrity. Obviously this fight is way harder than any other fight we've ever done. Alright, let's do Marion to Fake Marion, Sprig to Fake Sprig, and we'll just make sure Iraq and Mera are keeping everyone alive. And also doing things like debuffing everyone, or buffing everyone, depending on which direction we're going. Let's Mini Heal All. Let's see, we can't afford... Oh, because of TP. Let's focus on this Marion character first. Definitely not Marion, because she is the lowest. Or, I'm sorry, this one's he. He is the lowest. The paralysis is helping, as is the rage and silence. There's a bunch of reasons why definitely not Marion won't be able to do a lot of damage. Getting closer. Let's see. I think we're pretty much good for now. Let's use a Meta Magic All. There should be enough magic to get us through the rest of the battle, I think. Execution. Because we don't need to train Platoon anymore. That was a miss. Happens every once in a while. Bullseye. This should not miss. I'm going to use Brontomancy All, because it should hit 300 to Definitely Not Marion, and it should be super effective to Certainly Not Sprig. Wow. Not quite. So then let's use something like Maxi Thwack All. Alright, that was enough. And now we could do things like Triple Recoil. Let's get greedy. There we go, that feels good. Failings won't do much. We can switch over to Magic, because remember, Thunder is still good against this Certainly Not Sprig. Alright, so we won this. We moved up to level 9 and 10. So, lots and lots of experience. We just gained like 3-4 levels. Thank goodness we're done. That took longer than I thought it was going to take, because, again, under-leveled. What is happening over there? Is everyone okay? King Guffin, we have failed you. We wanted to keep you safe, but another party had to rescue all of us. We're sorry for letting you down, sir. We understand if you want to dismantle the royal caravan. What are you all talking about? I am completely unharmed thanks to you. You have been protecting me, and I do not regret putting my life in your very capable hands. I only wish that we could return home. I miss my family and I miss my town. Excuse me, but you've all been saying that you're stranded here. How did you get here in the first place? That's right, this is an island and we haven't seen any other boats or ships throughout our entire journey. We sailed here in a ship, but we never see anyone else in the water. Come to think of it, how did Ventanas appear on so many islands? We flew here in my airship, which is much faster than a boat or a ship, but after we came upstairs, we realized we had trapped ourselves. There is no way for us to safely make our way back to the entrance of Chaos Castle to return to where we hid our airship. Why don't you just use the healing statue to warp to the entrance of Chaos Castle? What did you say? The statue that's right by the stairs. It lets you travel to the castle entrance. You magically avoid all enemies, too. We had no idea what those statues were for. We've been avoiding them the entire time. They could have been healing and saving us. This is pretty embarrassing. It certainly is a relief that we can all go home. Sprig. Yes, your majesty? I think the members of the royal caravan should use the statue to heal themselves and then warp to the entrance. Then they can sail your ship home safely and dock it at the Sailor's Citadel, in case you ever wish to use it again. We won't, because we'll eventually be using the airship. You and your remarkable allies can feel free to explore the area here until you're ready to go home. When you're ready to fly back to Hargoth, talk to me and we can head back together. Yes, sir. Hello, my name is Guffin, and I thank you for risking your life to come here. Hey there, I'm Marion. Marion, you seem strangely familiar. Hello, my name is Guffin, and I thank you for risking your life to come here. Hiya, I'm Marrow. I have heard your name before, too, as your reputation for fighting monsters and saving Old Providence Town precedes you. Hello, my name is Guffin, and I thank you for risking your life to come here. It's nice to meet you, King Guffin. My name is Arak, and we all would like to speak with you about important matters when you have a moment. I understand, and I look forward to hearing what each of you has to say. My caravan, please use the statue to travel to the entrance of Chaos Castle, then sail home and dock at Sailor's Citadel. Sprig, Marion, Marrow, Arak, and I will all fly home in my airship when they are ready to depart. Yes, sir. 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 Sprig, Marion, Marrow, Arak, take as much time as you need to explore and compose yourselves. When you are ready to head back to Hargoth, let me know. Don't forget these. Some way-ups. What way-up does is it gives you 10 boosts, regular items. It probably would have also been useful to use all of these stat-boosting items before I fought. I'll use them now, in fact. But these way-ups do 10 times as much as a regular up. So luck up is by 1, luck way up is by 10. I'm going to boost the heck out of everyone's stuff now. I'm going to try to be relatively equitable. Everyone needs magic points, everyone needs hit points. I found that to be true based on my experiences here. Now, as far as physical attacks go, I'm going to focus mostly on Sprig and Marion here. So I'm going to do around 40. And about 40. I actually don't know if I can keep track of exactly what just happened there. Magic attack. It doesn't really matter if I give Marrow a couple more or Rack a couple more. I'm just trying to make the those sounds be the same duration. It's hard to keep count of all of those things. Let's see. Defense up. That's a lot of that. Oh, okay. Let's just use the rest. Magic defense. What I really care about is the agility and luck to make sure that my enemies are in the right order, or that my allies are in the right order. So I'm going to look at the agility and luck. I am going to be growing a couple more levels, but I do want to make sure that each of my allies gets as close to luck 100 as possible. You'll see they're still pretty low because you get huge boosts when you move up to ultimate. And so what I'm going to do to start is I'm just going to give everyone one of these. And as far as luck up goes, Marion technically gets the most luck on her own. Agility way up. Let's increase these for now. We still have plenty of time to customize things further. We use all our item ups, stat boosting items, item ups. Let's see, as far as this goes, oh, we're so close to level 10 with this. Okay, well, unfortunately, we're going to have to suck it up and do an extra battle. Well, he's at level 9 with his other class, so let's change classes. And now we're going to move to the final cutscene, well, the final set of medallion cutscenes. I've explained all the cutscenes over the past, like, two or three last medallion dungeons. Once all the scenes were filled in. So I'm going to let these actually run, and then I'll just go over the dialogue. I'm not going to add in any filler commentary as you end up watching the cutscenes one last time with slightly different music, since we're now having the conversation with King Guffin. Are you prepared to leave Chaos Castle and fly back to Hargoth? As long as you have Ventanus' body and the treasure chest up here, you can totally head back without worrying about missing anything. Yes, let's leave Chaos Castle. Are you sure that you're ready to fly back? Yes, I'm ready to go. Now that we found you, we are absolutely ready to head home. Hey Sprig, we've been lugging around all these important items. Can we take a second to show King Guffin all of the treasure we brought him? Yeah, we want to impress the king. We need to impress the king. Arak is right. Showing off all the goodies to the king sounds like a great idea for convincing him to help us. That really is not necessary. Rescuing my caravan was more than enough to earn my respect and gratitude. Yeah, but you want the medallions, right? Could you imagine if King Guffin didn't actually care about the medallions? What medallions? Sir, do you not wish to have the strength medallion, the skill medallion, the soul medallion, and the sage medallion? Oh, those medallions. Yes, those medallions. We spent a lot of time collecting them. I had hoped to earn those medallions, but if being trapped in Chaos Castle has taught me anything, it is that I do not deserve them. We earned them for you, though. I appreciate that, but the keepers of the medallions should be those who are worthy. Besides, you never know when a new fighter will want to challenge you for the ownership of those medallions. It is your responsibility to entertain such requests. Keep them and wear them proudly. We have other things for you, too. Yes, we also brought you a hex hammer, a bottle of Everflame, a strong slipcase, an arcane spellbook. They have amazing powers, and we've been using them all over the place. Yeah, using those items is what helped us to navigate dungeon after dungeon and ultimately rescue you. Then please, keep using them. What do you mean? I imagine that those key items would be put to far better use if the four of you held onto them, rather than storing them in my castle. With me, they would only collect dust. Well, we also brought you the deeds to both a boat and a ship. Why would one need both a boat and a ship? Because one only works in light blue water, and the other works in dark blue water. Something like that, I'm not quite sure. Why would the water's color matter? I thought it was because we couldn't lift the boat from the Hargoth region to carry it past the guard towers located at the outpost. Surely the boat isn't that heavy. I was under the impression that it was because we wanted to hoard as many vehicles as possible. We can't even carry more than 10 of most items we've encountered, yet you think we're hoarding vehicles? In any event, my airship can fly. Fair enough. Look, Sprig, Marion, Merrow, Arak, my job as the King of Hargoth is to take care of my subjects, unconditionally. I do not require you to bring me gifts in exchange for my help or protection. Isn't the whole reason why you left Hargoth in the first place and got stuck here because you wanted these 10 treasures? Yes, but my journey and your success have shown me that those 10 treasures deserve to stay in your capable hands. Well, is there anything we can give you? Surely there must be something you want. I'm not sure if you can hear that sound, based on the video. What is that sound? Yeah, what's growling? That would be my stomach. Sir, when was the last time you ate? I think we ran out of food right around the time when you were busy fighting your way up Talent Tower. Wow, that was a long time ago. Wait a second, how did you know? We must bring you some food. Now that you mention food, you know what food I would love to eat? Probably. Definitely. Yep. I'm sure we could make an educated guess. Got any mangoes? Now, obviously, if you don't have a mango on your person right now, it's not the end of the world. You'll give him a mango back when you all return to Hargoth Castle. So you don't have to backtrack and go all the way back to the orchard one last time um, while he stays up here. Everyone will return back to Hargoth. On second thought, let's head home first, and then we can talk about mangoes. We still have to do all the cutscenes. And when we have returned to your castle, we would each like to speak with you about issues that have been on our minds. I look forward to those conversations. Saving King Guffin has been completed. And now we get to solo with Sprig for once. You can't go anywhere else with Sprig. You get a little dialogue box saying, now that King Guffin has finally returned, we can each speak with him about the issues that we've been longing to address. So, we're going to save, and then experience the cutscenes. I know that each of you wished to speak with me about something important. Sprig, what is on your mind? So I'm going to run this on fast forward by holding on the spacebar, and I'm just going to let it play out without any commentary on my part. Alright, so that was the entire cutscene. The last time you have to watch it. You can obviously rewatch all of these full cutscenes if you want via the Meta Reference Mansion piano. You could watch all of Sprig's cutscene or all of Iraq's cutscene, for example. You don't have to watch them all back to back to back to back. Sprig, I don't know what to say. There's nothing to say, Your Majesty. You can see he's older now. It is my fault that I missed your tour. If I were with you, then the caravan would not have been trapped and stranded. I have failed you. You believe that you've let me down? Of course I've let you down, Your Majesty. You trusted me enough to put me in charge of our troops after Edel retired, and I wasn't even around to protect you. I should have been at your side. Sprig, your commitment to Hargoth and to me has been absolutely unimpeachable. You've defended us from monsters and other threats for decades, but taking care of yourself and others is just as important as protecting me. The assignments I've given you have helped you realize your potential, but there's always more to experience. I departed on my tour without you so that you could choose to embark on an adventure of your own. I see. Sprig, did you learn more about yourself while on your journey with the others? Yes, I did. Did you enjoy yourself while you traveled? Very much so. Do you think that your experiences exploring and battling around the world with Marion, Mero, and Iraq have made you stronger and more versatile? Absolutely. I'm glad to hear that, Sprig. You have not failed me. On the contrary, you have succeeded in surpassing not only my expectations, but you've also surpassed your own. Your identity, who you are, is so much more than just my commander. Thank you, Your Majesty. Please take a moment to reflect while I speak with your allies. Mero, what is on your mind? Now it's time for Mero's cutscene. Mero, it sounds to me like you're struggling between the desire to teach students magic and your free-spiritedness. Being an effective educator is a great way to positively influence and delight others, but you also become responsible for their safety and well-being. Yeah, it's tough for me to balance the informant and entertaining with making sure no one's in danger. Sometimes I lose focus and get distracted. I get caught up in the moment, but I don't mean to put him in harm's way. King Guffin, do you think I'm a bad teacher? No. Mero, your heart is in the right place, and it sounds like there are restrictions to the job that don't fit your personality very well. Is that accurate? Yeah, I guess you could say that. May I make a suggestion? Yes, please. What if there was a way for you to teach students magic and help them grow without needing to worry about safety precautions? What do you mean? Is that really possible? Not only is it possible, but you could inspire even more students than ever before. Wow, that sounds amazing. How would that work, though? Instead of being a permanent teacher at Hotfoot Hut, you could travel the world and be a guest lecturer everywhere. Mero, you could give presentations and share your stories in Pitha, in West Haversine, in East Haversine. You could privately tutor budding magicians like my son, Ren, and of course you can always return to Hotfoot Hut to occasionally assist your old students. If you're a guest speaker, then you could always make sure that other leaders are around to ensure proper supervision. That sounds like a lot of fun. I already have so much to talk about thanks to all my adventuring with Iraq, Marion, and Sprig. I'd get to have even more experiences too. That would be the perfect job for me. Thanks for the idea, King Guffin. I'll talk to Hartania about this. I have a feeling they're going to love it. You're very welcome, Mero. Please think about this new opportunity while I speak with Iraq and Marion. Arak, what is on your mind? Arak, I'm so sorry for your loss. It sounds like Rania was an amazing person, and that you loved her very, very much. Thank you, she was, and I did. I just needed some time to process her passing. We spent so many years together helping other people, and I had assumed Rania would be okay with me healing her. But when she'd finally fallen ill, she told me that I wasn't allowed to use a maxi tonic or revive or any healing magic on her. She said that she lived a long and happy life, and that her time had come. After she passed, I ran off to Icer Range to escape from dealing with Rania's death. When I started my journey to find you, I was just in denial, but spending time with Marion and Sprig and Marrow slowly helped me cope. It sounds like you became close friends with your allies, Arak. You're right, and I think I'm able to better process my emotions as a result of my time spent with them. We'll visit Everfrost Village when we have a chance too. Thank you for listening, King Guffin. Arak, it was my pleasure, and good luck. If you ever need anything, please don't hesitate to ask. I appreciate that. Marion, what is on your mind? I'm hoping you can hear the background music, or else it's just going to be silent for a couple of minutes. But the memory musics have all aligned with the general areas where these places are located. So this is the Lutz Mansion music, for example. And again, we can see that our Marion is the mother. Marion, I knew I recognized you. I've seen you around the castle, haven't I? Of course, everyone here is older. King Guffin, I've been working odd jobs all over Hargoth and in other regions to make ends meet and support my daughter. Sometimes I'm summoned to the castle to help the royal servants run errands. I commend you on your resolve, Marion. Thank you, sir. What is your daughter's name? Her name is Marion, too. She's quite a handful, but I'd do anything to make sure that she has a decent life. Where is she right now, Marion? She stays at Lord and Lady Lute's daycare when I'm working, which can often be for several days at a time. Lord and Lady Lute are wonderful, but I feel like I leave Marion there far too frequently. I worry that Marion is going to think that I'm abandoning her. What do you think, sir? She may be too young to understand now, but I'm sure she'll eventually learn and appreciate all the sacrifices you're making for her. Also, yes? Have you taken the time to speak with her and ask her how she feels? No, I haven't really done that. She may be more perceptive and insightful than you realize, and she may also be enjoying her time at the daycare. She may have even made a few friends. You're right, that could be possible. And now that you're back, I can stop by the Lute's house again to see how Marion is doing. If you don't mind my asking, why is it that you traveled with the others to come find me, when you could have been working a job or seeing your daughter? Quite frankly, the jobs around Hargoth don't pay nearly as well as the ones that the royal servants offer me. And in every town I visit, it seems like there's only one shop, one armory, and one inn. And the inn doesn't even make any money, let alone employ people. If something happened to you, that might make it more difficult for me to provide for my daughter. I appreciate your candor, and I am not in any position to be offended by your motivation for finding me. That was my original motivation, but traveling with Sprig, Merrow, and Arak opened my eyes to more riches than I had ever imagined. And on top of that, we helped you too. As a token of my gratitude, I would like to ensure that you never need to worry about providing for your family ever again. You are too kind, King Guffin, but what is it, Marion? I don't mind working to earn a living. I just want it to be a little easier. I want to be able to see my daughter more often. There was a scene in the West Wing where I think it's Toby and Josh are at a bar, and there's another patron there, and he talks about how he would just like things a little bit easier. Great show. More flexibility would be nice. That is not an unreasonable request for you or for anyone else. I'll look into some options, including opportunities where your daughter can safely accompany you if you'd like. That would be wonderful, thank you. You're very welcome, and don't forget to talk to Marion. I won't. It appears that spending time together has helped each of you to understand and process your unique circumstances. Merrow, Arak, Marion, I hope that you visit Hotfoot Hut, Everfrost Village, and the Lutz Daycare. Sprig, please accompany them. And although your memories have revealed your weathered faces and faded hair, I know that the way you carry yourselves reflects power, talent, spirit, and wisdom. Thanks, but I wish our faces still showed off the same youth that we have on the inside. Do you all want this? I still feel like I'm in tip-top shape, ready for fighting baddies, but I wouldn't mind looking younger too. I'm a little tired and sore, and I do miss having darker hair. I wouldn't mind losing some wrinkles, but how could you possibly help, sir? I'll just ask the game developer to restore your sprites and faces to their more youthful versions. Chris, would you please fade out the screen and change back their appearances? Thank you, Chris. Hey now, this is much better. That was so cool. Thank you, King Guffin. And thank you, Mr. Game Developer. You're welcome. Sprig, Marion, Merrow, Arak. Keep in mind that you can always relive your memories by playing the piano found in Meta Reference Mansion. Oh, and one more thing. If you were to bring me a mango, I'm sure I could find a reward for you that you don't yet have. Of course, we have exactly that mango. Let's do it now. I hope each of our conversations has been fruitful. And speaking of fruit, I would still love to have a mango from the Lutz Orchard. This is our final mango. Oh, you have a spare one for me? Thank you. Mango 16 has been completed. You four clearly are elite adventurers, and I would like to give you a reward that may help you explore wherever else you wish to go. Take the east exit out of Hargoth Kingdom, and there you'll find my airship. Feel free to use it for your travels. Fair airfare flare for air heirs obtained. It appears that spending time together has helped each of you to understand and process your unique circumstances. Merrow, Arak, Marion, I hope that you visit Hotfoot Hut, Everfrost Village, and the Lutz Daycare, along with Meta Reference Mansion again. Sprig, please accompany them. And perhaps, with my airship, you'll be able to explore more areas and help people even more efficiently, if there are any quests left for you. There is also an elite tournament being held northwest of here, accessible only by airship. Alas, it is not a fishing minigame, but you may find it rewarding nonetheless. Best of luck. So we got a little bit of navigation to do before we head over to the post-game palace. Let's go east. Here's our wonderful airship. Move super fast now. We're going to head over to Hotfoot Hut first. We'll just take care of the post-game very, very short scenes at the original spawn locations of Merrow, Arak, and Marion. Lady Merrow, you came back to visit us. We heard that King Guffin gave you a really great idea to reach more students. It sounds like an amazing opportunity that you simply can't pass up, although we will all miss you immensely. Even Director Hartania thinks it's a great way for you to educate others. Yeah, they said that you can stop by anytime you want to give a guest lecture, since they'll be here to accompany you. Yeah, that's exactly right, Lady Merrow. You're an inspiration to these students, and I respect your adventurous spirit. Enjoy your travels, Lady Merrow. We look forward to hearing about them, just as how I know that students all around the world will enjoy hearing about your experiences. Oh, and one more thing. When you get a chance, please let me know which facial cleanser or moisturizer you've been using. I'd love to remove my wrinkles too. If you need to go back to Meta Reference Mansion, or if you want to check out the fourth person who's spinning, looks like you saved the king. Indeed. Would you like some assistance with other miscellaneous things you can do? Sure. I'd be happy to give you some tips. Thanks. For 100 million. 100 million what exactly? Gold. As in 100 million gold? 100,000,000 gold? Yep, that's correct. Like 100,000,000,000. You got it. So the number 1 with 7 zeros after it? Actually, it's 8 zeros. 8 zeros? Yeah, how about it? Pay 100 million gold for additional tips? It doesn't really matter which one you pick. I'm just messing with you. I'll give you some information for free. Okay. What would you like to know more about? And of course, you can access any of these for more information, which we will not do because we know exactly where to go. Let's head over to the Lutz Daycare. Remember, taking the left forest entrance gets you here, whereas taking the right forest entrance gets you here. Left is always best if you're running back and forth because this area has no monsters. This north-south vertical area has no monsters, whereas everything to the right does have a random encounter chance. Huh. He's inside. It's good to see you again, Marion. I just checked on the kids, and they all seem to be having so much fun together, especially your daughter. Welcome back, Marion. I hope your royal trip was fruitful. Little Marion is upstairs in the playroom, having fun with all the other girls. She'll be so excited to see you. And eye her. You'll see it's just Solo Marion. It was actually Solo Mero when we went to Hotfoot Hut, and when we go to Everfrost Village, it'll be Solo Arak. This girl is busy playing with her teddy bear. This person's still sleeping. Hi there, Marion's mom. Marion said that you share the same name. Remember, she was the, what's your name? And then you didn't get to choose, because it's Marion. That's so cool. She is still singing, whistling, making wonderful music. Oh my gosh, Marion is the most fun person ever! Marion was telling us all about how amazing of a mom you are. She told us all about your adventures, too. Yesterday was so much fun. Today is shaping up to be amazing, and I'm excited for tomorrow, too. Much more optimistic message than the early ones. This girl is still busy chatting with her friends. Get it? Because now the daughter Marion is a friend, too. This girl is eagerly listening to Marion. Hey, Mom, I missed you. I knew you'd be back soon, and your colored hair looks amazing. I was telling my friends all the stories you told me about your work. I bet you have even more now about you and your adventures. You really are the coolest. But can I stay here a little longer? I'm having so much fun with everyone. Yay, thanks, Mom. You're the best. Then we head over to Everfrost Village. There's no one in these houses anymore. In fact, some of them are locked. And we can see here everyone is paying their respects to Rania. Rania spoke so fondly of you, Arak. Whenever she talked about you, she'd always have a great big smile. I know that her love and wisdom live on within you. Rania is clearly a beloved figure in our village. Of course, no one knows that better than you do. Everyone seems to have such great respect for this woman. She must have been incredibly special. I hope that my younger brother and I get to live long and fulfilling lives, just like you and Rania, Arak. It really sucks that Rania is gone, but at least she passed peacefully. We are extremely sorry for your loss. You and Rania are fantastic role models. We are so very sorry for your loss. You and Rania are inspirations to us all. We're fortunate to have briefly met this woman just before her passing. Her optimism and joy were infectious. We don't come to this town very often, but we're glad that our research allowed us to cross paths with Rania. Rania's passing is a difficult loss for us all to process. We're taking another day off from training to mourn the death of a loved one. At least they were finally able to leave that house. My husband and I have plenty of memories over the years we visited Everfrost, and seeing you and Rania was always lovely. My wife and I, ... they're actually on the same page now. They're not messing up the 32 and 33 numbers. Their dialogues actually match. Rania always made sure there were enough supplies for everyone in this town. You both did, actually. Rania was always such a kind soul. You were the best healing duo ever. I know this must be particularly hard for you, Arak, although it appears that taking some time to relax and reflect has helped you greatly. You even look younger than your old self, and you seem more energized than ever. Arak, you and Rania made such a great team together, helping everyone you could. We're all indebted to you. Sniff. Rania. Same thing again. Okay, I believe we can now head over to Post-Game Palace, where we'll be closing out this episode pretty soon. I just want to show you a couple things. Namely how, well, we're lake level 9, so we're not going to get wrecked too hard. But I do want to... Alright, let me actually do the proper NPC dialogue before I get ahead of myself and go up there. Save the game. Yo, champs in making! Pokemon reference. Only the best of the best make it this far. If you think you have what it takes to be the best of the best of the best, then make your way upstairs for a final series of challenges. If you win all these battles, then you'll certainly, definitely, totally, absolutely be the best of the best of the best. A little bit of a teaser here, which you might not realize. These were the first words in each of the doppelgangers' names. Like, absolutely not Arak, totally not Marrow, definitely not Marion, certainly not Sprig. And here we can pretty much get all of the good items and all of the good armors that we might want as we battle the next 16 battles. The only things missing here are the ultimate weapons in West Haversine, but we already have those. I already bought them. An angel came to me in a dream a little while ago, and this is a reference to the West Haversine angel, where we, who opened up the armory where we bought the ultimate weapons. They told me that they wanted to open an armory in West Haversine with extremely special weapons that couldn't be found anywhere else. The angel said they'd wait until the town was renovated and bustling, though. Obviously, if you hadn't done the West Haversine, East Haversine situation, you would definitely need to do that. If for no other reason, because you also need to give a mango to someone in the final West Haversine version anyway. Anyway, I have a pretty good inventory too. What would you like to buy? There's tons of good stuff here. We'll probably spend most of our time with the rare items. Mainly because we'll be able to afford some stat boosting items, especially seeing as how we have 430,000 gold. Let's stock up on a couple other high-level items. And let's go hard with the HP ups. So now, since we bought 8 of these, we can increase HP by 1,000 times 8. We'll do each one twice. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Obviously, you can keep them more equitable if you want. Now let's head up here. There are 16 battles. There are 17 battles left in the game, because after these 16, there's the final boss. You can do these in any order you want, except the 16th spiral has to be done after you completed all the other 15. If you try, it'll say, only those who have triumphed over all the other battles will earn the privilege to fight in this final battle. So you cannot fight that one yet, but you can attempt any other one. The king is home safely, and with his airship, all your travels should make for a much faster trip. In the post-game palace, there is one more key item, to be won from the battles if you choose to fight them. 16 mangoes, some side quests, West Haversine 2, and then one more ending for you to pursue. If the elderly plot twist just simply won't do, use the Hourglass Power Pass, then you'll be through. So once we defeat all of these 16 spirals, all of these 16 battles, we'll get the Hourglass Power Pass, which opens up the the Lut's door, the final door in Lord and Lady Lut's big house. And then by watching that cutscene, as well as talking to one final fairy, we will be able to... Actually, before I forget, I'll show you another fairy. Then we'll be able to fight the final boss. There is one fairy that I pretty much ignored It's this island fairy, which you can finally talk to now that you have the airship, which is just a reference to the post-game palace, which we're at now. Hello there, I'm an arcane fairy. Would you like me to translate an arcane spell for you? Absolutely, okay, let's see. When the party of 4 can travel by air, the Northwest Ice Tower's a viable lair. That palace is where the best gain the most fame, and it's one step closer to completing the post-game. A new side quest has been added to your journal. And it is saying... Oops. And it is saying that we should be heading to the post-game palace. The Northwest Ice Tower. Now keep in mind, you can go off-screen, and it just brings you back. It wraps around like the world does. So here's all the way to the east, here's all the way to the west. So it does make for faster travel if you want to go in the other direction in some cases. Alright, let's go back now. The last thing I'm going to do this episode is quickly level up to Ultimate. It'll just take like 2 more... I think it'll just take like 2 more fights. I'm specifically going to do Spiral level 3. Mainly because there's a super fast trick to beating this boss fight, or this battle here. They only have 1 HP, but every time you kill one, they basically one-shot one of your allies with an attack called Bon Voyage. And so what you'll see here is with Marion, I'm going to use a super overpowered for this specific battle skill called Cheat Death. What Cheat Death does, it's one of your like level 10 Omega skills. An ally becomes temporarily immortal for 3 turns and is not knocked unconscious when their HP reaches 0. So if I cast this on anyone, they won't immediately die, which means they'll withstand the crazy one-shot, 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 one-shot situation. So watch this. I'm going to use... It doesn't matter what I use here. I'm going to hit them all one unless I miss. I could miss. I didn't. So each one of them is going to use Bon Voyage. It's an auto-kill, but Iraq isn't actually going to die. Iraq's at yellow 0, which you can see here. And it doesn't matter how many times he gets hit. It doesn't matter if Sprig gets knocked out too. We're just going to wait for the animations to finish. And we're going to win this battle. We actually won, even though he's knocked out now, everyone else woke up. So there's kind of a weird kind of glitchy type thing. Everyone got the experience, and that's what matters. Everyone got the experience, and you do get a good amount of gold too. So now that they're all level 10, they get some more Omega skills. You get 50,000 gold obtained for most of these battles. And you'll see the spiral turns black, which means you've already completed this one. You only have to complete each one once. You don't have to complete a spiral multiple times. But, given how Sprig still has to do another fight... Is that it? Yeah, Ultimate Marion I could do. Could I do Ultimate Marrow? I could. And Ultimate Iraq I could do as well. Cool. So I'm just going to do this battle one more time. That way Sprig can join the rest of them with having an ultimate attack. It actually tells you how much experience and gold you're going to get if you verse a 2nd and 3rd and 4th time. It doesn't increase, but at least that way you can fight certain spirals if you want more experience or gold. You get the most experience and gold with the bottom row, but it takes the longest. And each battle has a specific theme. For example, the top row of spirals, the top row of battles 1 through 4, represent some of your early battles or early bosses or early references. The first spiral represents the Zuffies and Zoofers you fought at the very beginning of the game. Those yellow, red, blue, and green, and purple and pink kind of fluffy enemies when you were riding solo. The second spiral is a reference to all of the old Providence Town basement cave enemies with the variety of different status ailments they did back when you had to verse imps and vampires and succubuses before you fought the Flesher and Cerberus. This is Battle 3, which is a clear nod to Everflame. This is Dark and Fire instead of Light and Fire. And then the 4th one is a reference to the captain, who we needed to beat to get the ship. And then 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 are all related to the 8 medallion dungeons. You'll see that there's clear references to each of them, and I'll try my best to talk about those when we fight them. The last four, 13, 14, 15, are completely unique with a bunch of other weird situations. And then 16, of course, is the final battle, which we'll see in an episode or two. So last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to switch my class to to Ultimate 1. You see that there'll be a huge stat increase. Look at all this. You get more everything, significantly more everything. We have Sprig. We have Marion. We have Mero. And we have Arak. The other thing I'm going to do is equip my ultimate weapon because I can, finally. The Redemption Aura, the Devastation Aura, the Alacrity Aura, and the Citadel Aura. You'll see boosts on everything. Not only are these boosts great, but it's less likely for you to hit any, to receive any status ailments, and it reduces all elemental damage, on top of whatever necklaces you have as well. So it really makes it's really the best all-around weapon that you could possibly have for each individual character. And you'll see again, the sprite matches your TP move. So I think we're going to end off here. By the way, we can also afford more ribbons. You can put on a third ribbon. So maybe I'll buy another ribbon or two. Because I did just win 100,000 gold, right? So I can buy 2 more ribbons. Let's do 2 more HPs. As far as whatever ribbons you want, that's completely up to you. I think, actually, I'm going to remove this ribbon. I'm going to give it to Arak, because I'm going to give it to Sprig, because I want his train platoon to be used more frequently. I think I'm going to have to focus on that. And, let's do this. So we'll just need 2 more ribbons. Maybe they'll both be HPs, or maybe an HP and an MP. And that should be good for now. We can always change those up later on. So I'm going to end off here for today. Episode 19, I'll probably be doing 1 through 15 of these spirals. Episode 20, I think I'll be doing the final spiral, as well as the last few things of the game, including the final battle. This, I think, was a long episode, so thank you for hanging in, especially given that I feel like a solid 20 minutes or so were the cutscenes. But I will see you next time for another episode. Take care. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to see more clips about Mango Mischief, please like this video and subscribe to my channel. The Steam link for my game, as well as all Mango Mischief social media links, are posted in this video's description. I think you'll enjoy my satirical, retro-style, turn-based JRPG, and if you have any questions, feel free to post them in the comments section below. Thanks!